Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FTRL. It is Thursday evening, which means it is time for some GT2 action. It's the return of the Porsche Super Cup with rounds 7, 8 and 9 from Lago Maggiore East. So, qualifying underway. We've got 11 drivers on track tonight to provide you with yet more excellent racing from the must-see GT Sport League in FTRL. So last time out then we were at Sardegna B, and the man who many people tipped as the favourite for this season, SBY, finally came alive with a dominant double victory in rounds 4 and 5, while the reverse race threw up some excellent racing as the quick guys tried to come through the field, but it was FTRL Panda who took the victory. Was on there, who was cruelly denied a podium on the last lap by SBY, but still an outstanding effort from him. Continue his good form tonight, and so first on track, Mr. FTRL Panda. No, he's definitely not first on the track. He's the first one coming round. Oh, maybe Donzo. It is. So we'll go on board with Donzo for a lap. Come up to the final corner. Start his first flying lap then, so very important to get a good slingshot out here. Down start, finish straight downhill there, so it helps you pick up the speed quickly. Up to around about 145 miles an hour, 147, down hard on the brakes, down to first gear. 90-degree left-hander then into this hairpin right again, first gear. Pick your spot on the power. And over to the right hand side for this fast third gear left-hander, clip the curve on the inside, stay left, and get your line for the right-hander here. And on the power, use the curve on the exit, down the small hill, and now we're looking at this very tricky uphill right-hand hairpin ahead of us. Find your braking point, don't go onto the grass. Camber sort of pulls you in, get the apex and drift back over to the left, and then over to the right-hand side up the hill. Come up to the left-hander, use the curve on the outside, tip in, curve on the inside. You can cut this bit in the middle here on the right, and then again cut on the left over the curves. Lots of curve there from Donzo, excellent line. Now through this sweeping S section, speed building up again. Now where the circuit normally goes straight on for the GP, again gets to about 147, 148, hard on the brakes down the straight for the final corner of the hairpin, down to about 47 miles an hour. First gear hairpin, gets a good launch. And that is a lap of Lago Maggiore East. Donzo's first lap time is a 16.8. Yeah, 16.8 there, so a solid pace for him. However, SBY immediately dispossesses him of pole position. So the Thursday night sweats have assumed their seemingly rightful position at the top of the standings. 1 and 2. Fever then with an excellent P3 from him. GT Sport currently 6 and P4 for the first line. That's Zom with P5. Could be happy with that. Panda P6. Steph in 7th. Oven in 8th. Cat's 9th. Spike, who is cutting some grass. Just avoids his teammate. And Nobby Norris running off the runners, and so SBY's got himself right under the back of Junkie Sport, which is probably not ideal. To set a quick lap time. Not disrespecting Colin, just did that. He is now obviously too close to the car in front and is obstructing his lines, so he's going to drop off a little bit. On board with Donzo then, see if he can overhaul his teammate. Currently got a 0.4 of a second gap. Looks like 400th of a second. Might improve this time. Very busy on track here. A lot of the cars running close together, looking for a bit of a slipstream. Does Fever improve? He does. Not enough to overhaul the sweats, however he has got within 400ths of a second. So close there between Fever and Donzo. No big changes further down the order just yet then. 3.5 minutes of qualifying to go. In the chat already, we've got City Posh, Unsafe, Good Carp. Unsafe haven't done any practice yet. We've only got 24 hours to go, Unsafe, so we'll get on track as soon as you can. And I expect with the Audi power underneath him, and we're going to be there or thereabouts. One continues to lead qualifying at the moment. Then Donzo, the final corner. It's a very tricky corner. You want to carry as much speed as you can, but you do need to hit the apex, not run too wide on exit. Donzo find anything to offer SBY in this lap, as is no, he can't. That was probably quite slow that from Donzo, so I think he's probably just building for another run. Although Robin has now jumped ahead of Steph up into P7. Sport has just improved his time to 17.0. Enough to overhaul Phoebus, who remains in P4. Panda just jumps ahead of Zom up into the top 5. Of course, our winner of round 6. 17.1. Very tightly bunched. Just over a second covering the top 6. Final 2 minutes of qualifying, then SBY still on pole, opening flyer. However, he is now 1.187 up in the middle sector on this lap. He stands to improve, probably getting a faint substitution from Zom, which will be helping him. Start finish straight. Donzo's ahead of him. Does Donzo improve? It does. It's not enough though. And SBY moves the goalpost back out to 4 tenths per second. So Donzo improves his lap time, and straight away SBY responds and opens that gap up again. Steph and Owen have jumped on, so down to P8 now. Steph up into P6. Teammate Phoebe in front of him holding on to P3. Running P7, so I'm down to P8. Nice now behind him, so the two Valiant livery cars, X and 9. And then the two Spike the Cat cars in 10th and 11th. So everybody will be probably their last runs now. So does Donzo have anything to offer SBY? He just lowered the bar again. 6 tenths of a second down. Might get a chance to do another run. He's coming around to the final corner. Get one more run. SBY looks like he's backed out of it as well. On a hot lap. Drifting into the final corner there, lots of speed being carried. Speed improves marginally, not enough to overhaul Donzo, but he solidifies his third, and that is the end of the session for him. SBY is also not doing another lap. Donzo, however, has got round to do another lap, so Other meanwhile jumped up to P5. So winner of 2 of the opening rounds. Finding a bit of pace on his controller this week, apparently after having some wheel issues last week which ruled him out of the final race. His Cats improves, but stays in P10. So I'm watching now is Donzo. Does he have anything? He's marginally up on his time, but not enough to trouble SBY, so he needs to go find some time in this final corner if he wants to take away pole position. Hard on the brakes. Apexes nicely. The car stop, gets the drive. Is it enough? Can he challenge his teammate? No, he's lost it. In fact, he's lost time in the final corner there. So SBY backs up his good form from last week with another pole position to start off round 7 with his teammate alongside him. So here we go then for the first race of the evening. Of course, 3 races tonight. We'll have the second race will be based on the result of this race, and of course the final race is the reverse grid race. A chance for a surprise result. SBY on pole from Donzo, with Fever and Junkie Sport row 2, Oven and Panda row 3, Stefan Zom on row 4. got 4 lights, we've got 5 lights, the revs are up. And away we go. Looks like a good start from Fever. He's alongside Donzo. Now is there going to be a bumping coming into the first corner? Everybody seems to be taking nice and easy. And we're all through safely. Excellent news. So Fever on the attack, but Donzo looks like he's held him off. SBY has got the whole shot though. That's a big lead after just a couple of corners as Fever on the attack again. Donzo running deep. He'll have the inside for the next corner, but Fever's going to sweep around the outside. Cat's running all the way around the outside onto the runoff area, and Fever is up into P2, so excellent start from him. Up and also ahead of Junkie Sport, he's up to P4. Donzo looking for a way back. Southern now on the attack as well, so Donzo attacking and defending. But SBY has jumped out to a second lead already. Standing launch, what does Fever have to offer him? We've got a good battle pack going on here. You've got Fever, Donzo, Oven, Junkie Sport a little bit sideways. Steph all at the back of him, and Panda on the back of the train. Zom trying to cling on as well. And you've got Spike Cats and Nobby battling at the back, but SBY continues to lead. Fever is closing that gap. Lap 1 of 17 in the books. SBY leads over the line. Fever second, Donzo third, Owen in fourth. Sport, Steph, Panda and Zom very much there now, so we've got an 8-car train. Early stages, battling for the lead. Again getting a good launch out the first couple of corners, got that lead back up to a second. Having a bit of a moment somewhere. A bit wide there. As well, using all the track and a little bit more. One further back, Panda on the attack. Got the inside of Steph for the hairpin. Sweep around the outside, keep the momentum up, a little bit of a bump, but no, overtake done, Panda up a position. He sets up chasing Junkie Sport, who does like this circuit. He's had some good results there in the past. He'll be looking to go well again. Now, just about dropping the advances of Donzo, so he can just focus on trying to close down SBY, but at the minute SBY looking very comfortable. They're going a little bit defensive into the final corner there as Oven lining up for an attack. Steph a little bit wide in the background. In fact, going to give Zom a run on him. I don't think he's quite close enough. So now, seeing a bit of Donzo. Now we open the door. Donzo a little bit wide into one. But holds the position. It's a tricky place to overtake that part of the lap. Looking very quick again, they certainly are. Looking exceptionally quick is this man, SBY. He's been absolutely lightning. He has a 1.5 second lead on lap 3. He's doing his best to stay in touch. He's got Donzo and Oven and Junkie Sport in very close proximity, a little bit of a gap back. Then you've got Panda and Steph, who's regrouped after losing that position, and Zom very much with those two as well. Behind them, Katz, who's picked up a penalty somewhere, battling with his teammate. He's picked up another one there for a little bit too much corner cutting. And Nobby Norris keeping the two orange and black cars very honest. Well, this battle is on again now. Donzo has caught the back of Fever and is looking for a way through to get that 1-2 back for the Thursday night sweats. Pops to the inside. Fever though sweeps around the outside, holds him off. Steph and look at Panda in the background as well, not quite close enough this time. Look for another opportunity. Gap in the front now opening up to 2 seconds. Fever having to go a little bit defensive as Donzo looks for a way through. And Donzo's very wide there, and that's going to give Owen a bit of a run on him. Close enough this time, not quite. Oh, Donzo's gone a little bit hot into there. Owen's up the inside, and through he goes. Owen up onto the podium. Pressure mounted, that's given Fever a little bit of breathing space as well, so we can now focus on trying to close that gap down. still within slipstream range. Of course, that's about 3/4 of a second, so Oven will be able to drag back onto the tail of him. Looks like Donzo coming in very hot there. Junkie Sport thought about a move down the inside there. Now he's looking at the back of Donzo, so Donzo, who was on the attack a lap ago, now very much on the defensive. Junkie Sport looking for a way through behind them. Steph again pulls to the inside of Panda, just trying to fill the mirrors. Can he put the round 6 race winner off? Not this time. It's a little bit wide through the hairpin. Steph gets up the inside, but he's now on the outside for the left-hander. Panda gives him a squeeze. The door is shut in his face for now, but Steph very much in this battle. Ahead, comes out again. Sport again looks to the inside, not quite close enough. Also not quite close enough to Panda this time. Just clinging onto the coattails, but dropping back a little bit at the moment. Behind them, Cats holding about a second over his teammate now, who has just over a second back to Nobby in the second of the Valiant cars. Dropping away too much, so good to see these boys being competitive. Back with your race leader, all looking very comfortable for him. Meanwhile, drop the advantage to Junkie Sport. Dondo's back on the attack for that podium place. Field back in Oven, looks to the inside into turn 1. Not close enough. Junkie Sport's dropped back, and now he's almost within striking range of the battling Steph and Panda. As Donzo gets the move done, back up the inside there for P3. As Owen got there, the contrasting line, Owen's got a better run. Can he? Watch attack, Donzo's gone defensive. That's the inside for the hairpin, so he'll have to go around the long way. Can get the run up the hill? Not quite. See how much they've now dropped off the back of Feber. Feber now 2 seconds up the road, as these two squabble over this final podium berth. Feber now comfortably in second, trying to chase down this man. Gap now at 3.1 seconds to the race leader. Now it's 3 cars for third position. Junkie Sport is back in. Oh, Junkie Sport's gone very deep. I think he's missed his braking point. Just about gets it stopped, but that's now dropped him into the clutches of Panda. Just hold him here because he'll have the inside for turn 1. Junkie Sport missing his braking point. Manages to keep it out of the wall. Can live to fight another day. Can he get back on terms with Oven and Donzo, who will be battling? So they were holding each other up a little bit. That allowed him back onto their tails. Unsighted, missed his braking point there, and very nearly had a very big accident, but did well to avoid contact. So credit to Junkie Sport for that. Race leader, very, very comfortable. SBY racking up the miles. He's using his Porsche to do some daily race C last week, which was a Brands Hatch. Of course, the final 3 rounds of the season will be a Brands Hatch GP. He set a lap time in the 1:22.2, which surpassed my 1:22.8 in the GTR. So, although the Porsche was one of the OP cars there, it's an outstanding lap time. Before we see him try his hand at GT1 again. He's now 3.5 seconds over Feber. So climbing on to P3 and starting to close that gap a little bit. Seems to have just managed to pull away a bit from Oven now. Still in a very creditable 4th. Junkie Sport coming back at these two. And the battle between Panda and Steph is reignited. So I'm also back in touch a little bit behind them. Nexus Cats leading this trio. Nobby Norris has now got in front of Spike. So we can split the black and orange cars. Slower laps from Spike, so we're going to have a couple of moments. This is now firmly in the middle of these two. Can he do anything about closing down Cats? We shall see. In fourth, Donzo in third, and he continues to chip away at this lead that FIBA has over him. Now down to 1.2 seconds, now he's not under attack. It's coming in very hot there. Just about gets it stopped, didn't hit the back of Donzo thankfully, but that was probably a little bit too late on the brakes. Had a light flash before his eyes there, seeing that Porsche zoom very quickly into his mirrors. For SPY, looking all too easy. 5.2 seconds now the gap. Fastest lap on lap 4, 16.3. Look at how consistent his lap times are. So the opening lap was a 1:22, then a 16.8, 16.8, 16.3, 16.5, 16.6, 16.7, 16.6. So every lap in the 16s, FIBA behind him, only one lap in the 16s, every lap in the 117s, which is still very good, very consistent. And the man ahead of you just eking out that lead every single lap. Don's massive cut there. It's the grass. Oven kicks at the grass behind him as well. Penalty for Donzo. I thought that was a bit much of a cut. A bit too much of a cut. He's got himself a half-second penalty. Should be able to lose that at the hairpins though. However, that has now dropped him back into the clutches of Oven, so the battle for P3 is on again. And behind, Junkie Sports. He's getting the Panda closing on him. He's now dropped Steph. Steph looks like he's about to renew his ongoing rivalry with Zomwa, who seems to get together on track every week. So who is going to prevail in round 7? And then is As You Were. Next is Cats holding on to P9. Nobby Norris P10. Spike trying to close that gap in 11th. Bosch commenting that SPY is cruising. If you call doing 16s every single lap cruising, then yes he is, but he's making it look very, very easy. Lead now 6 seconds. FIBA get up to 1.2 again. Trying to apply the pressure to Donzo again. Goes for a big cut there through that left-hander again. Another penalty there for Donzo. Just taking too much curb. Can cut that corner quite a lot, but not as much. You take the grass on the inside, that's a little bit too much. Oven. Oh, that was very lucky that Donzo ghosted then. Because Oven would have been in the back of him. Donzo lost a little bit of his penalty there, and that saved him from being punted. Just a warning to Oven to make sure he gets his braking point. With that one, I would hate to see this battle ruined. Although I'm sure FIBA wouldn't mind a bit less pressure from behind. That gap holding at about just over a second, 1.1. Again, you can see there Donzo's lap time all in the 17s, very consistent. But out the front doing 16s, Oven a little again, fairly consistent. One drop into the 18, he had a poor lap, one lap in the 16s. Front, his consistency is absolutely outstanding. Junkie Sports still on P5. Panda is closing. Took 4/10 out of him on that last flash of the lights. Picks up a bit of dirt though, just has a bit of a wobble. We're okay on lap 11. So 6 to go. Steph, I think Zom's had a moment somewhere on this lap. So he has now lost good chunk of time to Steph, so he's had his moment off camera, saves his face, but now Nexus Cat suddenly has something to chase. So can that focus him? Can he catch Zom in the last 6 laps? Nobby Norris also keeping Cats honest. Spike a couple of them had a moment in the last lap. Time dropped off a little bit. That last lap 22.4. Race leader, 6.7 seconds. We saw him do this last week in rounds 4 and 5, just drive away from the field It was emphatic in race 1, it was doubly emphatic in race 2. Does anybody have an answer for SBY? Fever doing his best. Gap now over 2 seconds. Donzo, Oven scrap. Takes a little off, pushing hard out the dirt. Got a good run here. Might have a look into the hairpin. Donzo's had to go defensive. So Oven's going to try and sweep around the outside. Can he go all the way around the outside? I think he can. He has. That is an outstanding move from Oven. Then now side by side. Down the start, finish straight. Oven will have the inside for turn 1. Brilliant move from Oven. Donzo's going to try and hang on though. Throws it in there and he gets the position back. Great move back from Donzo. So 2 brilliant overtakes around the outside into the first and final corners. And it's as you were for now, but Oven with a signal of intent there. If he can do that on the last lap, he will have had that position because he was ahead at the line. Both of them a little bit wide there. Oven's right in the slipstream, he dives to the inside. Not quite close enough, Oven. No, not quite. Got a little bit of a drift there, but hit the apex nicely. And a little bit of a wobble as well. Just giving Donzo a little bit of breathing room. Still very much with him. Junkie Sport continues to hold off Panda. He's a little bit wide through the S's there. He's going to give Panda a bit of a run. Once again though, Oven on the attack. Don't think he's close enough this time. Will he try on the same move again? Donzo doesn't go defensive this lap. Junkie Sport however does. Can Panda follow the same move? He's going to try and loop around the outside, get a run down the straight into turn 1 perhaps. Goes back into the slipstream. Nothing doing it this time. Check in with the race leader. Yep, he's still there. Yes, he is still way out in front. Yes, his lap times are all still in the 16s. That is consistency of the highest order from SBY. And I think that's what is propelling him there. You can see Feber's got a couple of laps in the 16 there, 16.9 and 16.6. Set his personal best fastest lap a couple of laps ago. That's helping him maintain this advantage as Oven and Donzo go at it again. A little bit wide for the first part of the S's there. It's giving Donzo a little bit of breathing room. This is the section where Oven seems really good, and this is where he starts to close in again. You see he's had a really good run again. Donzo's going to have to go defensive a little bit here, just covers the inside off. Oh, he's had a bit of he's had a wobble coming out of the final corner there. That's going to compromise his run. Oven though I think had to check up. Slipstream though, Donzo's gone a little bit defensive. You can see him just dropping down the middle of the road there on the approach to the braking zone, just to put doubt into Oven's mind whether or not, Oven with a slide to have a look. It's clever driving from Donzo. 3 laps to go. 15, 16 and 17. Donzo still not quite close enough to have a look at Junkie Sport. Steph now dropping back a little bit. Zon keeping Cats at bay. Put a good bit of time back into Cats then, so despite that moment he had on lap 11, he had dropped 6 seconds. He's fended off next as Cats. Return has put enough time into Nobby Norris to not under threat. Spike having a moment coming out of the second corner. Gets the rear tyres on the dirt but gathers it up. This man then coming around to start the penultimate lap of the race. Drop back here and watch these battles playing out. So continues to hold P3. You can see him trying to get rid of his penalty there, and that's let Oven close right up. And now Junkie Sport is almost back with these two there. Donzo took that opportunity to get rid of some of his penalty, backed Oven up. Now he's put himself right under pressure. He's got a little bit hot into 1, but that's okay if you can keep it on the track because it gives you the inside for 2. Oven pushing Donzo around turn 2. Probably because he can see Junkie Sport very close in the mirrors again. Oh, Oven's tried to get the cut back. Side by side. Owen's ahead again. To the hairpin. Off the inside, can Donzo sweep? No. Owen gets the move done. Donzo goes for a switchback. And we'll have the inside for the left-hand part of the S's. So he's struck him behind. He won't have the ideal line. Donzo should have the momentum here. Keep battling and brought Junkie Sport right back into this battle. Then we're going to have a final lap scrap for the podium between three. Ooh, was that a move? Donzo's pulled to the inside early. Ovens picks up a penalty this time around. Donzo down the inside. The ghosting means they've gone through. Oh, contact. Ovens still there. He's got the overlap. He's got the inside. But we've seen this before. Donzo can hang on around the outside. Are we going to see it again? Or does Oven throw it in deep? They're going to go side by side. Donzo's going to get that move done again. Oven's now going to try and go around the outside of two. Donzo shuts the door in his face. And now Oven has to worry about Junkie Sport because he's got that penalty he needs to get rid of. Well, that will be rounded up to a second. And he may well lose places to... Oh, big slide! That gives Junkie Sport the run. Oven's got the inside, but no, Junkie Sport has got the move done. Donzo looking comfortable now. Meanwhile, the race leader on his way. You can watch him in a second. Can't build through the S's. Orban's off into the wall. Across the grass. Oh, goes through Panda. SBY, however, wins the race. No drama for him. Fever's going to come home in second. Very happy with that. Flashes the lights. Donzo, after that epic battle, will prevail and he'll finish third. And Junkie Sport on a very solid fourth. Panda come home. Oh, Steph has jumped Panda on that final lap. So I don't know if Panda did get contact from that incident with Oven, but Steph comes home in P5 ahead of Panda, with Oven coming home in P7 after that off. Zom with P8. Nexus Cats comes home in P9. Bobby Norris is going to chase him home in P10. And Spike will round off the finishers for round 7. He picks up P11. So there we have it then, a very easy drive for SBY. He is your winner of round 7 of GT2. Led from the start, gets the clean sweep, pole position, fastest lap and a clean race, as well as leading every lap as well. Outstanding effort there from him. That's round 7 in the books. SBY takes his third victory of the season to consolidate his championship lead. So we've got a 3-minute break to go before round 8 kicks off. That will be as the race just finished. So SBY will be on pole. Fever alongside him on the front row this time. Donzo on P3 on the second row alongside Junkie Sports. We'll have Steph lining up in P5 after he made that jump on the final lap alongside Panda. And then Oven going for the podium. Unfortunately went a little bit wrong. I think maybe that penalty he had, we saw him have that big slide. I think he was just pushing to try and recover it. It all went just a little bit wrong on that final lap, pushed too hard, but still provided him some great racing. Indeed, great drive from SBY. That made that look easy, and I'm sure it's anything but his consistency in that race was brilliant. These lap times, all of them in the 116s. It's just something to behold. So while we wait for round 8 to kick off. Just a reminder, this is not the end of the action on FTRL this week. Of course, we've got GT1 back tomorrow. It will be at the same circuit, Lago Maggiore East, but it is of course our British Touring Car Style Championship with 3 races in the same format. And as it stands, it is the Renault boys of Aaron and Pagani who lead the championship, who will come out on top this time. This should be a circuit which equalises out the performance a little bit. I know, of course, myself and Dartbolt in the Subarus lacking this straight line speed, which hindered us a little bit at the first 2, but the circuit here not so much power orientated, but more twisty sections here, so you could definitely bring the Hyundais, the BMWs, the Subarus into this scrap. Of course, we see T. Smith drive some outstanding races in that very big and bulky Lexus. He took the win in round 6. Lots to play for tomorrow, and of course then we've got the opening round of our Super Series 700 on Sunday with the Group 3 cars tuned to around about 700 brake horsepower, and they start their season at Interlagos. So some of the cars' liveries have been posted in our Discord, so do keep an eye out for those. Some absolute beautiful cars coming to the grid on Sunday for the first race of the season. So looking ahead to round 8 then, it's going to be difficult to see past another SBY victory in the manner of that performance from him. Drove away from the field. Fever, of course, having to battle with Donzo early on. If he can get a good start and get away and challenge SBY early on, perhaps. We saw him got a very good launch, but so did SBY, so if he can get ahead of SBY, back him into the pack, that might be his only hope of winning this one. You got your Donzos, Junkie Sports trying to attack him as well. That might hold him up. I think that is probably the best bet if you can get him off the start. Otherwise we might see a repeat of what we just saw. What's this man just driving away from the field? Or if he does that in the race as well, that could close things up definitely. Take this short break before the next race starts. Just bring up the standings, see how things stood prior to the last race. So there will not be live standings, but there will be as it was. So coming into this weekend then, SBY was your championship leader on 76 points, just a point ahead of his teammate Donzo, so that there will now be 4 points. I think opened up extra point for pole position, and the 2-point difference in the pole. And Feber, who was 3rd on 64, he just a point ahead of Junkie Sports, so he would have opened that gap up a little bit. So took a point out of the lead of Donzo in 2nd. Panda was 5th. Junkie Sport, so it was nice and close between 3rd, 4th and 5th. Feber on 64, Junkie Sport on 63 and Panda on 62. Oven came into this weekend on 52 points. With Peatman, unfortunately, is missing this week on 49. Steph then would have jumped him into the P7. He was on 48. Zomwa, who was P9 in the championship, on 46 points. And then we had Nexus Cats, who is 10th on 24. Spike, his teammate, who was 11th on 19. Just Mikey, who's unfortunately missing this week, of course, with the impending arrival of little baby Mike Junior female little girl on the way. And then we've got Josh, who unfortunately is missing this week. He is on 11. Once again, the points standing mean that this is still going to be very close. So much to play for between these two. Donzo can still, he's still very much in this, just a point separate them coming into that. Obviously it's now only 4, so still lots to play for. Seeing some starts. We'll get away there on those two. Spike arrives at speed. Zom just making sure everybody's in their car. Hopefully Zom is in his car this week. Just checking, Zom, that you are in your car. I know you're telling everybody else to get into theirs. Please make sure that you're in yours this week. You did this last week. Started a race and then realised he wasn't on the grid. What a wally. And just racing with 4. Kickoff. Predictions then. Who fancies somebody to pit SBY? Do you fancy a surprise on the podium? So, race about to kick off for round 8. The grid then for round 8, SBY on pole alongside Fever, Bonzo in P3 with Junkie Sport, and Steph and Pat were missing somebody from the grid. Who's not in their car? Who is missing? Somebody's missing, it's Oven. And down the grid. Not sure what's gone on here, but away we go. SBY gets a good launch. Donzo's alongside Fever and attacking on the run down to turn 1. Fever going to sweep around the outside. Not quite on the grass, and Donzo is up, and Junkie Sport now going around the outside of Fever as well, so Fever going backwards off the grid. SBY getting the jump. Zomar back down to P10, so he's had a poor start then. SBY is your race leader. He's got a whole shot, his teammate going with him this time. Junkie Sport up to P3, Fever down to P4, so poor start from him, down 2 positions. Got a bit of work to do. Steph in P5, where he started. He's got Panda all over the back of him already. You've got Nobby, he's had a good start, he's up to P7. And Spike, so they two have good starts and poor starts from their respective teammates. Zom and Nexus Cats down positions. SBY coming out a little bit hot. There's just a wider line there, but obviously not under attack, so in the background, Steph and Panda going at it already, as well as a lot in the first race. This battle has commenced already in race 2. Meanwhile, Junkie Sport looking at the inside of Donzo into 1. Valiant and the Orias cars battling further back. Already SBY is off and running. Gap already opened up. He's pushing on. Can Donzo live with him? Start from him up to P3, Panda and Steph side by side just behind them. Panda going around the outside, Steph's got the inside though for the S's. We'll hold the position for now. I think Spike having a good start here, ahead of their respective teammates. They're also doing battle. Cats has got a run there, they're going to go side by side through the S's, that's going to be brave. Cats trying to sweep around the outside. Switches back to the inside for the final corner. Tom gives him a bit of room. Come off the final corner side by side. Tom on the inside, Cats to the outside. Drops back in for now. So, SBY already building that lead. Also trying to go with him, but he's got Junkie Sport and Fever for company. Steph and Panda very much in a close battle. 5th and 6th. Spike doing well. Oh, we've lost Nobby Norris had a moment. Yeah, he's had a spin coming out of turn 2. After that good start, it's all gone a little bit wrong, unfortunately, for Nobby. Battle at the moment. One for P2, another one for P5. Stuff again side by side. Spike going well in P7. Good start from him. Some Cat's trying to recover. Something got the better of Cats. Can he do anything about Spike ahead of him? Nobby after a good start, but a little bit wrong. On P10, SBY is away. Gone. Meanwhile, Junkie Sport on the attack. Donzo's having to go defensive into turn 1. Can Junkie Sport go round the outside? Not quite close enough. Behind them, Steph and Panda's going to make that move work though. Down the inside. Gives Steph a bit of room, but gets the drive off the hairpin for turn 2. And up a position goes Panda's, a good move. Will up to P5 behind them. Spike continues to hold on to P7. It's a great drive from him so far. Zon trying to close him down. Cats using all the track and a little bit of the runoff. Recovering down in P10. SBY, oh, he leads. It's again making it look easy. 4 in the books already. Donzo not having that much luxury. He's got Junkie Sport and Fever very much with him. So they're going again a little bit defensive, just taking a slightly tighter line. Covers off the inside, but it will slow him down, which is allowing SBY to get away. Again, they see him just driving down the middle of the track down the start of the straight, trying to make Junkie Sport go to the outside. Junkie Sport switches to the inside, but he's not close enough into 1. So he'll drop back in for now. Now Fever having a look around the outside, but waiting for his opportunity. The biggest thing about everybody in the same car is that there's no performance benefit. So you really have to make opportunities, make them count when they present themselves. So it's not easy to just drive away from somebody on the straight or through the corners. And the guy behind you has the same machinery. Junkie Sport's a little bit wide that time. Fever looks at the inside. I don't think he's close enough. Fever now right on the back of Junkie Sport. So having looking to go past Donzo, he's now very much driving in his mirrors. There's Fever on the attack. Panda has fended off the advances of Steph for now. Spike's still in P7, but Zon now very much on his tail. Cats keeping the watching brief. A little bit further back. So we're going to have a look into the final corner. He is. He's coming very hot. He's going to run wide, and Spike should cut back underneath him. He does. Great scrapping between these two. Some fights going on up and down the grid. Someone's going to go on the attack. He's going to go around a long way into 1. Can he hang it around the outside? We've seen it done, but no. Spike covers that one off and holds on to P7 for the time being. Great driving from these two. Steph trying to get back on terms with Panda. Meanwhile, in the battle for the podium, Junkie Sport is on the attack. Into the hairpin, he's down the inside of Donzo. Donzo shuts the door. He's fended off Fever, and he's now back on the attack of Donzo. Once again, every lap in the 16s. You can set your watch by this man. It's making it look very, very easy. On the attack, on the defensive again. You can see Junkie Sport moving around behind him again. Donzo going that slightly defensive line. Covers the inside. Junkie Sport trying to do a switchback. Gets on the power. He's got a slight overlap now, so Donzo's going to have to stay to the inside. Junkie Sport thinks about switching to the inside. Donzo will hang on for the time being. Now FIBA are now looking back at the inside of Junkie Sport, so once again these two, Junkie Sport attacking and defending, switching from corner to corner, lap by lap, still working over at the back of Donzo's Porsche. Spread out a little bit now, just trying to see how this fight's going on. So this one has closed up again now, look, so Nexus Cats is now back on terms with Spike and Zom. Got another terrific 3-car scrap going on. Spike hanging on to P7, he's done very well so far. Zom not able to find a way through. Evening Michael, oh, and Spike clips the grass and around he goes. Curse of the commentator. It's funny that Michael pops into the chat and somebody spins off. I'm going to blame Michael for that one. So Spike's excellent run for P7 comes to an end, but some great driving from him in this one so far. Unfortunately, he's thrown that away, and Zom will very gratefully accept P7. And that leaves us with this battle for P2. Donzo continues to hold Junkie Sports one a little bit deep. FIBA looking around the outside. Hit it, Mikey, hit it. God damn it, Michael. Scouse jinx strikes again. So Junkie Sport now on the defensive, giving Donzo a little bit of breathing space. Yes, it appears they do. It appears it does, Michael. It appears it does. So, race leader, well, on his way. Gap already nearly 5 seconds now. It is 5 seconds. So we approach half distance. Drifting it into the final corner. A little bit wide there. This lap might actually be outside the 16s. See what he does. Donzo's now got a bit of breathing space from Junkie Sport. So P2 looking secure. Junkie Sport still got FIBA, and in FIBA's mirrors, just inching closer, it's FTRL Panda. Can't miss him. Chipping away that gap 2 seconds, just under 2 seconds now. So Panda trying to get on terms in his battle for the podium, getting stronger as the races go on. Steph, they're coming with him, so Steph's not getting dropped too much. Big bite-up curve there though, settled the car a little bit, but still in touch. Further back, Zom and Cats continuing to battle. Cats sticking with Zom this time. Both these two had poor starts. Once again, keeping Zom honest. They squad over P7. Spike, who was running in P7 for so long at the start, having an excellent drive, defending well from Zom. Unfortunately clipped the grass and sent him around coming out of the hairpin. W had a spin earlier on, turn 2. Battle now on. FIBA has got down the inside of Junkie Sport here, and he's got that move done. So FIBA up into P3. Biding his time, waiting for the opportunity. And now he's taking it, but Junkie Sport looking to come back at him. Meanwhile, Panda continues to chip away behind them, the gap by 1.6 seconds, so if these two continue to battle, they will have a third person with them. That's that man there. It's a pink, blue, yellow, green and orange car. SBY, after I said he might drop out of the 17s last time, responds by doing the fastest lap of the race on lap 9. What does he do this time? 4, less than a tenth off, just so consistent it is. Oh! Oh, in the background, FTRL Panda's almost heading for the pit lane. He's kept it out, and however that has dropped him off the back. Oh, and Steph has lagged out of the room. He was about to put the pressure on Panda, and it seems that Steph's internet has had a paddy. Oh, that's a shame. He's going very strongly in P6. Hopefully he'll be back for the final race. So there's Panda in a comfortable P5. Sport just dropping away a little bit from the back of Fever now. Can he come back at Fever, who is now setting about trying to catch Donzo? So I'm also now just about seeing off Cats for the time being. Not under any immediate pressure. Still circulating. This is Nobby. Lonely races now. At the moment, this is probably the closest battle we've got. 1.4 ahead of Fever, who is 1.4 ahead of Junkie Sport. So these three equally spaced out. Who can do anything about the others? So lap times last time round, 17.0 from Donzo, 17.0 from Fever, 17.6 from Junkie Sports. He was the one who's lost a little bit of time on that lap. Fever and Donzo, just 12 thousandths of a second separating their lap times. But again, you see they're in the 17s every lap, and it's quick and it's consistent. But when the man at front is doing 16s every lap, it's not quick and consistent enough. It's going to be interesting to see how he fares in traffic in the third race, coming from the back of the grid. Maintaining that gap. He's actually pulled a bit more time on Fever on this lap, so he's having a good lap here. Modifying that P2. Just marginally off his battle into the 16s again. Fever in the 17s, so pulled a couple of tenths. And then that lap, these minuscule differences in time make all the difference when your cars and your machinery is the same as everybody around you. Fever driving brilliantly again, but Donzo just keeping him at arm's length at the moment. You feel that it's going to be a mistake more than anything that's going to compromise. So he then does a personal best first sector. He's still pushing. Gap's 1.7 between Donzo and Fever and Junkie Sport. Donzo responds. Fever though. So Donzo a tenth up on his best time, Fever 2 tenths up on his best time, so both these guys pushing on. Donzo this time does a 1 minute 16.7, his personal best. Fever behind him did a 1:16.7 as well. Just 200ths of a second between the lap times, so the gap stays about the same. Are so evenly matched. Junkie Sport doing a 17.3, so he lost about 0.6 of a second again on that lap. Junkie Sport just dropping away a little bit at the moment. Still got 4 seconds back to Panda, who had that moment he just caught the end of a few laps ago. The back. Tom has now opened that gap up to Nexus Cat, so a bit of a lonely drive for him at the moment. Spike recovering, closing down on his teammate a little bit. Nexus Cat's had a couple of poor laps there, a couple of laps into the 1 minute 20s. A couple of mistakes just creeping in there. But and in shocking revelation, SBY did a lap time in the 1 minute 17s. That's the biggest crisis he's had so far this week. He's done one racing lap in the 1 minute 17s in the first 2 races. Is he losing his touch? Maybe. Is the emphasis to rein it over? We shall see. One thing is not over is the battle for P2, because this now is very much on. Feber is back on the tail of Donzo. So Feber, having done his personal best on lap 13, has now done even better on lap 14, a 16.5. Donzo did a 17.6, so 9/10 of a second. He lost to Feber that lap. Feber very much fancies another P2. So he's got 2.5 laps to find a way past. Managed it in the first race. On that track. On the curve on the exit there, up the hill. Where can he open the door? Jockey Sport not in touch with these two, so you can't use another car. If he can get through, Donzo's going to have to go defensive here. Feber thought about moving up the inside, and we're going to see what Feber, the move that Oven pulled earlier on to go round the outside. Tries it, but Donzo's wise to it, shuts the door. Feber will get the run. Have a look into turn 1. He's in the slipstream. He's close to the inside. Donzo gets a little bit of a squeeze. A big bit of a squeeze. Says thou shalt not pass. Down the inside into turn 1 anyway. Oh, Feber lights up the rears. Donzo just about kept it on the black stuff there. Almost clipped the grass. We're on the penultimate lap now. Chances to make this move are falling away every corner. Again, Feber's got a good run. Donzo having to go defensive as they approach the hairpin. Compromises run up the hill. Can Feber switch back? He's got a good run, but Donzo's kept it tight. Feber now to the outside. Again, trying to compromise Donzo's run through the S's. Obviously, Donzo goes wide through the first part. That's going to compromise him then through the next couple of corners. Feber's got an excellent run here. Through the S's, he's right under that rear wing. Donzo's gone defensive early, but Feber gets to the inside. But Donzo shuts the door firmly in his face and has now gone straight on into the wall. There's the mistake. Feber opens the door and he snatches P2 as they start the final lap. So having held for P2 for most of this race, Donzo has made a mistake at the final corner with 1 lap to go. Possibly presented P2 to Feber. Can he find a way back past on this last lap? This man, meanwhile, making it look easy again. No troubles for him. His teammate, however, in a little bit of strife. He's going to lose another point to his teammate. Feber driving supremely well. Really put the pressure on because he had another. I don't think Donzo's going to be close enough. I think Feber's got this done. One man who's definitely got it done is this one. Out of the final corner he comes. He makes it look very easy again. The only blip on his coffee book is that 1:17.2 on lap 12. But SBY is your winner of round 8. Feber has held on, found his way through, and he will take another P2. Flashes the lights, he's happy with that. Donzo comes home P3. He'll possibly be a little bit disappointed with that. Battled so well for P2. Junkie Sport comes home with a lonely P4. Panda, after that mistake, is P5. Meanwhile, there's been a change for P6. It's now Nexus Cats with Spike very much on his tail and Zom behind them. And Spike down the inside of his teammate into the final corner and makes the move stick. Fantastic move from Spike, and he's going to come away with a P6 here. But despite that earlier spin, he recovers brilliantly. Great drive from Spike, and he comes home P6. Nexus Cats is P7. Zom down to P8, so he's had a moment somewhere we haven't seen. Looks like laps. Possibly that lap. He's lost a lot of time there, like a 1:30 on that final lap. So a mistake somewhere by Zom. And Nobby Norris, who had a moment earlier in the race, comes home with P9. Well, there we have it then. 2 races down, 2 wins for SBY. Pole position, fastest lap, clean race once again. The clean sweep for the lead driver in Thursday night sweats. So now we look forward to the reverse grid race, which will see Nobby Norris and Zom on the front row, so the Valiant cars on the front row, with the Spike the Cat cars behind them. Hopefully Steph and Oven will be back for this one. Not quite sure what's gone on between those two. Fortunately, Oven wasn't in his car at the start of the race. And Steph, internet seemed to drop out halfway through. Hopefully they will be back for the final race. So 3 minutes to go. Finished that one, unfortunately, but the racing was still fantastic as always from GT2. It's one thing it delivers every single week, every single race. We await then the final race, which will be the reverse grid race. So it looks like Steph should be back with us. I've just been notified his PlayStation decided to throw a wobbly mid-race, so he will be back, so we'll have 10 cars. For our final race of the inning, which is the reverse grid, and this is the one that often throws up the interesting and mixed up results. Of course, with the cars being so closely matched, it's difficult for the faster guys to come through in the same manner that we've seen in previous seasons, where people are in different cars with different strengths and weaknesses. Steph is back in the room, so excellent news. Back up to 10 for the final race. Hopefully his PlayStation will hold out long enough to get to the end of this one. And of course we're now at the evening setting, so we've got a sunset race for this one. Change in conditions. So hopefully everybody has memorised their braking points, and hopefully they weren't using any shadows. So well spotted, Mr. City Posh Blue. forward then to next week in terms of calendar. So this is week 3, Lago Maggiore. Next week we are at Big Willow. So a circuit fraught with dangers in that the track is surrounded by dirt, and the dirt will take you to Narnia if you clip it. A lot of long corners. The runoff is very unforgiving here. You've got places you can run off the track and it's okay, you can get away with it. Big Willow is not a circuit where you can get away because you are often in a very long high-speed corner. If you're in the dirt, you are in a world of trouble. So have to be neat and tidy next week. Of course, see places like there where Don's just gone through, you've got a lot of runoff there you can use. Not a feature of Big Willow. So hopefully everybody's in their cars. So this is the race where we get a mixed results. Are we going to see a different winner this time? I hope so. Who do I think will win this one though? Well, if Steph starts at the front, I think he's got a very good chance. Panda, of course, has made very good use of being in the middle of the grid or towards the front of the grid previously as well, so he's also a possibility. Well, I'd love to see somebody different. I'd love to see Zom get a podium after last week, because I think he earned one last week. Was robbed on the almost final lap by SBY. After that great job last time, let's see something like Spike get on the podium. Here we are anyway, so Steph is back with us and he will start on pole. Bobby Norris alongside him on the front row, then got Zom and Nexus Cats. Oh, Phoebe's left the room. Oh no, what is going on? Are we going to get a restart? Oh, we'll keep going for the time being, see what happens. Away we go. Great start from Nobby Norris. He's got the launch. He's going to jump Steph into one. Around the outside he goes. Oh, there's contact. He's had a big slide, but he gathers it back up again. Donzo's had an excellent start. He's already up to P6. So Nobby Norris leads. Steph going with him though. Field swoop through the S's. SBY making no progress so far. Steph now leads the race. Oh, Cat's thought about a move up the inside of Nobby Norris into the hairpin, thinks better of it. Pops back in. His teammate now right on his tail, so Steph is your race leader. Oh, okay. Well, according to Will, apparently Phoebe's still in the lobby, so on my screen he's gone, but apparently he's still there, so I'm sorry Phoebe, I can't see you. I don't know what's going on. Oh, Nobby Norris is on the grass, so is Spike. Spike's going to lose it. Nobby Norris has gathered it up, so unfortunately Spike has gone again. So another potentially excellent result was snatched away from him. Oh, so unlucky there for Spike. He had such a good recovery in that last race as well. So Steph is now your leader. Nexus Cats is now second. Zom up to third. Donzo already through to P4. Got Panda right behind him. They've just gone past Nobby Norris. They're making their way through. Turismo Sport P7. SBY still mired down in P8. Spike recovering after that moment. Can he get back in touch with the back of the pack? Steph though leads on lap 2. So somewhere in all of this is Phoebe. I don't know where. But I'm sure he's not leading the race, so I'm sure Steph is where he says he is. Nexus Cat's a second, and this battle going on for P3. Donzo has made an absolutely blistering start then, picked his way through quite nicely. Up to 4th. Find a way past Zom. I'm sure Zom do some excellent defensive work last week. Gathers it up, Panda now on the attack of Donzo. He's hanging on in P6. Panda's gone deep. He's got Junkie Sport down the inside, but not quite close enough. He has passed Nobby Norris. SB Norris still down in P8. He's not been able to pick his way through yet. And Steph is making hay while the sun shines. He has a 2-second lead. Cat's now on trying to get on terms with him again. These two have been battling all race, both races. Well, a large part of the last race, definitely, and a good part of the first one as well. Sport I'm looking for way up the inside of Panda. Not quite close enough that time. Right on his tail. SQY now looking for a way past Nobby Norris. Pulls to the inside for the hairpin and gets that move done. So a good move there from SBY, starting to make his moves now. Is off and running. He is your race leader. This counts P2, on P3, Bonzo P4, Panda P5, Junkie Sport P6, SBY closing down on him. Ominous yellow lights on their way. Nobby Norris in P8 and Spike after that opening lap drama down to P9. Well, it could be P10 because I don't know where FIBA is. FIBA's in there somewhere. I can't see him. Unfortunately, this game is a little bit broken sometimes. Battle now very much on for P2. It's on the tail of Nexus Cats. These two battle for a good chunk of round 8. Can Zom find the way through? Gone for a slightly better line. Seems to have got a good run there. Out of the right-hander. Thinks about a move down the inside. Shows himself in the mirrors. Up the inside. Good move there from Zom. He's up into P2. So Zom going well again in these reverse grid races. Not for a long way to go, but great driving so far. Cat's hanging on to a podium place. He's now got Donzo behind him. Oh, he's had a big slide there. Gathers it up. Donzo hits the back of him. That's going to compromise him. Now Panda's on the attack. And Junkie Sport's got SBY to deal with. There's contact there in the background as well. SBY coming down the inside. Junkie Sport's coming in hot. Trying to swoop around the outside. Can he get the drive off the corner? I think he can. He's got the lead still. Not so the lead's got the head of this battle P6 anyway, and he'll hold position for the time being. SBY going to throw it around the outside. Junkie Sport shuts the door very firmly in his face. Panda a little bit wide now in Junkie Sport. Goes from defending to attacking in the space of one corner. Donzo up to P3. Meantime, he's cleared Nexus Cats. Panda on the attack now as well. He's got a slight overlap on Cats. Not quite close enough though. Can we send it up the inside into the hairpin? Not this time. Right on the tail of Panda again. Pushing him up the hill. SBY having to wait for that opportunity to present itself. Bit of rubbing there. Still comes through the S's. Makes it a lot harder for the faster guys to pick their way through when all the cars are equal. You can see in the last two races, pretty much every lap he did was in the 16. So far, always gone deep there. He's going to try and sweep around the outside. Get the traction. The Junkie Sport has shut the door very firmly in his face. See, so far he's done a 19.1, a 17.9 and 17.4, so a second or so slower when he's in the traffic. SBY down the inside of Junkie Sport into 1, but Junkie Sport's going to have the inside for 2. It's just going to ease him wide. All's position, so all this is just costing SBY. And then out on back on the tail of Cats. So trying to hunt down Zom. Meanwhile, Steph is 3 seconds to the good in the race lead. So looking very good for him so far. P2, Donzo P3. Closing down. Cat's hanging on to P4. And they're still 5th. Not able to find a way through yet. Junkie Sport is back on his tail. He's still got SBY swarming all over the back of him. through the S's. SB White looking to find a way through. Now he's got the speed. He's close enough this time. Junkie Sport's going to make a move on Panda. He's going to come in hot. They both clear Panda. So, two positions there. Junkie Sport puts the squeeze on SBY. He's got down the inside again. They come into turn 1. And we're just going to see him send it around the outside of the turn 1. And have the inside for turn 2 again. SBY more alongside this time though, so Junkie Sport can't slam the door on him. It's now about traction. And SBY gets the move done. So fantastic overtake there. SBY now up into P5. Making his way through. Junkie Sport's got wide contact with Panda, who's up the inside. Back into P6. Still in 4th, and now he's got SBY rapidly hunting him down. Donzo on the back of Zom. Not able to find a way through yet though. Zom once again doing a supreme job in these reverse grid races. SBY has got a run on Cats out of the final corner. Ahead as they cross the line. The inside for turn 1, but we're just going to see SBY do the move where he swoops around the outside. Up into P4 he goes, so despite a slow start to picking his way through. Now up to 4th, and he's on the dirt, they're coming out of 2, that's not going to be the quickest way out of that corner. Halfway distance, and he is up into the top 4. Donzo now up the inside of Zom. Zom hang on around the outside. No, Donzo's got the move done. So Donzo up to P2. His teammate now working his way forward. Zom trying to come back at him. SBY's on the dirt. SBY's had a moment there. Oh no, Zom's gone round! Hits the curb on the inside of the final corner, it'll settle the back of the car, and the back end goes round. Oh, and his teammate's having a moment as well. Oh, so unfortunate for Zom. He's going really well again. That one moment, and Cross's field is so tightly bunched, he goes from 3rd to 8th. So unlucky for Zom. Great battle going on for P4. Panda, Cats and Junkie Sport scrapping. Now, Thursday Night Sweats are up to P2 and P3. Can they catch Steph, who is 3.5 seconds up the road? Donzo is pushing on. Currently holds the fastest lap, but now his teammate's got to hit clear air. We're going to start seeing the same sort of pace we've seen from SBY for the last 2 races. Been in the 16s yet in this one. And as for in this battle for P4, Junkie Sport now past Cats as well, up into 5th. And the recovering Zom is P7 with his teammate in close proximity. And then Spike recovering after that opening lap off. So start lap 10. Steph with a 17.7, Donzo with a 16.7. He took his second out of Steph on that lap. Donzo now has got the magnets on, and he's trying to close down on Steph. His teammate does his first lap in the 16s, and straight away sets the fastest lap of the race at SBY. Having got some clear track, he is now flying. Closing on the back of his teammates, 4 seconds off the lead of the race. So somebody's possibly blaring out the Jaws music into Steph's car. he hang on for the remaining 7 laps of the race. A great shout of a podium, even if they do catch him. But a race win is a very big possibility here, because he's got 1 win to his name in FTRL GT Sport. He won the Group 4 wet race at Red Bull Ring a couple of seasons ago. That was a stunning drive from him in adverse conditions. He was coming after a moment earlier in the race, and that time he was applying the pressure. This time he is soaking it up. He's down now to 2.4 seconds. Half a second chipped away by Donzo. White again in the 16s though. Only a tenth faster than his teammate though, so Donzo matching his teammate. The stage of the race, Panda now in P4 Jockey Sport. They're coming with him. We have now dropped Nexus Cats. Ran on the podium earlier on. So of course he was on the podium until that moment. Nobby was hanging with him as well though, so good try from Nobby. Spike, who had an excellent recovery in the last race, really earned that P6. Hoping to see a strong run from him this time. Unfortunately he got a bit giddy on the opening lap and dropped the car. It is now a salvage operation. Somewhere in this is Feber, I don't know where. Unfortunately the game on my screen, he's been kicked out of the lobby or left the lobby. I'm assured he is still there. Now under 2 seconds, Donzo chipping away. Meanwhile SBY has just had a 16.5, the fastest lap of the race. He took a good 7/10 of a second out of his teammate. SBY is trying to be the first person to do the triple on all 3 races. Lap 12 now, 5.5 laps to go. He's got to find a way past his teammate. Or is he just going to use his teammate to get onto the tail of Steph? So, a good match for SBY so far in this one. It's not going to be easy. Donzo's not going to want to give up. Chance to pull a point back after losing some in the first 2 races. So, they not battle and continue to close on Steph? Or does SBY make his move now behind them? Panda and Jockey Sport in battle. And hanging on to P4. Jockey Sport keeping him honest. Cats' P6 on recovery and starting to close down on him after his earlier minor incident. Robin OS keeping them honest. Dropping back a little bit. Spike cutting some grass at the final corner. He's had one standout result tonight already. Steph with a personal fastest lap. However, half a second lost again to Donzo, who does a 16.8. 16.6 from his teammate behind him. And SBY now looking very racy as the 2 Thursday night sweat cars goes down. And Steph, somewhere in all of this is Fever. I have no idea where he is. Donzo there on the curves, getting a little bit squirrely. These 2 are working hard, those Porsches. Looking lively. Close down, a bit of room to his teammate. But now just 1.5 second cover the top 3. Donzo just out of slipstream range, but I imagine it's not going to be long before he's there. Steph, how much longer can he hold on to that race lead? Jockey Sport battling Zom up the inside of Nexus Cats into 1. Cats hangs on around the outside, but these 2 now in battle. Got 3 for the lead. Less than a second covers the top 3 now. So this is the battle on. Now, does SBY make the move on Donzo first, or does he let Donzo try and find a way past Steph? Oh, Donzo's wide. Has a big slide, gathers it up though, and that's going to give SBY the run. You feel Donzo will go defensive here. SBY's going to look around the outside. Donzo's going to run him around the outside. SBY's trying to go for the long sweeping line to get the run down the start finish. I think he went a bit too wide. 3 to go. Steph still leads. Donzo's second. SBY's third. Oh, Donzo's deep into one. SBY sent it. They arrive at the turn 2 side by side. Donzo shuts the door. But these two battling now, and that's letting Steph just open that gap up again. So Steph will want to see that continue for another couple of laps. Try and just keep enough of a gap. Not close enough this time. Tom down the inside of Katz this time. He's going to make it stick. Katz is going to use the curb. Going to go side by side. These two battling. He's also bringing Nobby Norris back into this scrap. Zom gets the move done. Katz is trying to cut back though. Up the inside. Up the inside for the first part. Will Zom still be alongside as they get to the left-hander? He is. He gets the move done. It's a good move from Zom. Now Nobby Norris trying to get involved in this as well. Oh, he's on the grass though. Just about keeps it. And Katz is now getting a good run. Zom goes defensive. Sends Katz around the outside or try and cut back, get a good run down the straight. Got that move done, so back with the lead battle on the penultimate lap. Steph still leads, Donzo back with him. SBY still looking for a way through. Steph has driven superbly. Everybody doing equal lap times that last time around. SBY just marginally quicker. But Donzo now on the attack for the first time of Steph. SBY's just dropped a couple of tenths and now Donzo can just focus on trying to find a way past. Looks to the inside, not close enough. Steph sweeps across, shuts the door. That was a big cut. Has he avoided getting a penalty? Oh, he's had another moment. SBY's going to try and go. Oh, he's contact with the Thursday night sweat cars. Steph going defensive into the final corner. So he's had a good run again. SBY out on the grass. 1 lap to go. Can Steph hang on? Donzo pulls to the inside. Not close enough though. I think he's just trying to distract him. Comes in hot though. Oh, just about gets it pulled up. It's great driving from these three, running so close together. So looking for a way through. He's as close as he's ever been. He's down the inside. Steph leaves him a bit of room. He's had a bit of a slide there, Donzo, and Steph's got the run, and now SBY is trying to follow Steph around the outside. Donzo's going to stick to the inside line. The two teammates are going to come together on the exit here. SBY's going to swoop around the outside into second place. Great move from SBY. Now he's only got 3 or 4 corners to try and find a way past Steph. And is Donzo going to come back at his teammate? We saw SBY deny Zom a podium last week. Is he going to deny Steph a win this week? Steph's got to go defensive here, surely. Straight away to the inside. SBY's going to try and go around the outside. Donzo looking for a way through as well. Donzo sent it. Pushes them both wide. And he emerges in the lead. SBY's through as well. And it is Donzo who wins. From SBY, Steph, who led from the start, gets denied at the final corner, but comes away with a P3. Panda's P4, Junkie Sport P5. Zom is going to come home in P6, and Nobby Norris has just denied Katz as well for P7. Good drive from him. Katz comes away with a P8, and Spike will round off the finishes that I can see. I don't know where FIBA is in all this, by the way. He will be P9. What a finale. And Donzo steals Steph's victory on the final corner. Half a second cover the top three at the line. What a finale from GT2 again. These boys know how to give us fantastic racing. That was top draw. Donzo who wins, so Steph, I think. Wow, what a race, what a finale. Commiserations to Steph, I think he fully deserved that victory. He drove supremely in that one. I thought the chance had gone for Donzo when SBY swept around the outside at the hairpin halfway around the lap, but he stuck with it, and a forceful move down the inside of the final corner snatches victory. What a move that was. So that is the end of the action for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed that final race battle. That was supreme. Of course, do join us tomorrow at 8 o'clock for GT1 from Maggiore East as well. We've got the BTCC Championship for the GT1 boys. And then on Sunday we've got the Super Series 700 starting at Interlagos with the hour and a half endurance race. So do join us for those. But for tonight, thank you very much for joining us and good night.